For days now, we've been watching men and women fearlessly battle the wildfires. Some are full-time firefighters coming to Southern California from all over the world.
Yeah, others are what you might call unexpected first responders. KCAL's Barry Pintar has a few of their stories.
8,000 people. That's the definition of a town or a small city. 8,000 people, that's the number of men and women who have converged on Southern California to try to get controls of the devastating wildfires here. Their stories as surprising and unexpected as they are heartwarming.
Called up at a moment's notice, the nature of the job. First responders are just that, first responders. Some calls can be finished in moments. Others, like this call, can last days, even weeks. Who are these people who drop everything at a moment's notice to save homes, save towns and cities, save lives? Some surprising.
By far, this is the biggest fire I've ever been to. We're lucky to be here and help out with it.
Marika says people are often surprised to hear what she does. They tell her she doesn't fit the stereotype.
We're doing our best. We're working really long hours, which takes its toll eventually, but we're grinding and we're doing our best. And we're honestly happy to be here.
Her commanding officer says she'll give any firefighter a run for their money, saying she's often the first on the ladder, the first with an axe in her hand, breaking through rooftops, whatever is needed.
Our brothers and sisters are down here. You know, we see it on the news. They're getting their butts kicked down here for days, and they're giving it their best shot down here. And so we get an opportunity to come down here and help and support them.
Several of these men and women are actually battling these fires while their homes are being threatened, or for some, know they've already lost their homes, burnt to the ground. And another story, Mike, a National Guardsman from San Diego. His story also unexpected, due to an unexpected life circumstance. Before I tell you that circumstance, Mike, on his desire to serve. And you told me it's important for you to serve your country. Is that what you feel like you're doing?
I serve my country willingly and openly to do it.
That circumstance, Mike didn't want to talk about it on camera, but gave us permission to tell you. His wife died just a few days ago. In the middle of funeral preparations, he was called up to assist in the Southern California wildfires. He said yes, and is here. As he told me, his beloved wife waits for his return in their funeral home back home. And not only did he want to be here serving, but that is also what his wife would have wanted. When he returns, he will finish her funeral plans and lay her to rest.
8,000 people, wildly vast stories, but 8,000 people with one goal, and that is to put the worst natural disaster in LA history into the history books. I'm Barry Pintar reporting in Los Angeles County.
A number of dogs getting ready to load up into this plane, going to Best Friends Animal Sanctuary in Utah. I don't know if they know exactly where they're going or why they're going, but it's important to get them out of LA and create space for all the dogs displaced by the fires here.
This is the Doggist. He is a social media account influencer here, inspiring, a photographer. Elias Weiss Friedman documents dogs around the world, but when this fire broke out, and these fires, plural, broke out last week, he knew he had to help. So he made his way here to Los Angeles. Elias joining us live in the studio. Thank you so much for coming. I mean, you have been on the ground at so many different humane shelters, and trying to do what you can. So first of all, the Doggist, and I mentioned a photographer. Tell me a little bit about your background and what you do.
Yeah, so for the past 11 years, I've been photographing dogs around the world. I'm based out of New York, and it's generally supposed to be like an uplifting thing, telling the story of dogs. You know, they bring us so much joy. And I was in San Diego visiting my brother, doing my usual business, you know, walking around meeting people and their dogs, when all this broke out, and I figured, you know, I have a platform, I'm only 2 hours drive away, let's get in the car and go. You know, if you can help, then you should help. So we reached out to a bunch of local shelters, and they all sort of said, come help us and get the word out. The first thing we did was, as you guys saw, go to the Burbank airport to get dogs out of LA, because there's lots of dogs being displaced right now. And the shelters need to create space to allow those dogs to come in so that people can figure out what they're doing next.
Right.
You know, so a lot of dogs are waiting there for it to be reunited with their people. There's lots of people coming in to help foster dogs to get them out of the shelters, basically creating space.
Yeah, I was watching, you have so many stories of someone who found a stray dog,
Yes.
who they are fostering, you know, they just want to help. And you said it is impossible to fathom the devastation from afar. And as soon as you got here, it was like, wow, this is so widespread.
Yeah, and you know, this is obviously traumatizing for your pets too, because we understand what's going on. We're watching the news, we're hearing everything, but the dogs, they don't know, and it's a lot for them to take in. They don't know why this is happening.
Where's my mom and dad? Yeah, where's my home?
And you know, for people going through this, it's hugely important that they can keep their dogs because they're going through the hardest time of their lives. They lost everything. But because they have their dogs, everything's okay in a way.
Well, you said they look into the eyes of their dog or their pet. I mean, I saw a woman, you know, trying to get chickens out of her house or ducks. You look into their eyes and you have that hope.
Yeah.
That I lost everything, but I have someone I love.
I feel like, you know, pets are a sense of home to lots of people, to everyone who has a dog. And if you've lost your home, then, but you still have your dog, then in a way, it's like things can be replaced. You know, yesterday I was at a vet clinic and this woman came in with her dog and she was visibly sort of like shaken up. And she said, you know, I have this picture of what I have left. And I thought she was going to show me a picture of like her home burnt down or something. It was literally 4 boxes. And it's like, that's it. Like, people are reduced to like a few boxes, but she had her dog, so she was like, she had her hopes up, and like, it was good that she, you know, the vet was helping her make sure her dog was healthy.
And I know you're doing such a good job raising over $150,000.
I know, it's crazy.
That, I mean, that's just incredible. But the campfire in 2018, you were also there, and to hear, I mean, these wildfires are so devastating, but you have experience. I mean, what you saw in the campfire.
Yeah, no, we went in and saw, you know, a whole neighborhood just reduced to ash. All that was left was chimneys. And, you know, it's hard to fathom, like you're saying. And, you know, you go to the pantries and people are coming in, they've lost everything. It's lucky that the community is all coming together and people are dropping off food for people and for their dogs. So that's inspiring to watch. But it's like I said, it's sort of the same situation. Obviously, there's like you know, a lot of people had warning here so they could flee. But in the campfires, you know, it was very fast, and a lot more people lost their lives in that fire. But yeah, no, it's gut-wrenching to watch. It's hard to fathom. Everyone's watching on their phone from afar, but it's going to be a long road to recovery. You know, we're at the beginning of you know, months and years of people trying to figure it out and get back on their feet, and I'm just trying to help with that. You know?
You are helping, so I appreciate. I mean, so many people appreciate what you're doing, Elias Friedman, the doggist. So follow his journey too. I mean, and a plea to everyone to just foster, donate.
Yeah, do what you can. You know, we talked to a firefighter yesterday who said, go to a grocery store and put out like a dish of water, because it's all types of animals are looking, they're fleeing the fires and they're thirsty. And if you can foster, that's really important because that helps relieve pressure on the shelters too. So.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Be safe, okay?
I appreciate it.
J.D. Slackert's family has been co-owners of Moon Shadows for nearly 30 years. He says the loss is deeply painful for their family and also this community, but through that pain, he's finding purpose. For nearly 40 years, Moon Shadows Malibu has been a sanctuary of fine dining on the Pacific Coastal Highway.
The restaurant meant an incredible deal to this community. And I feel like I've only begun to even realize that myself. J.D. Slacker's family is one of the restaurant's owners. When the Palisades fire first sparked, he never imagined it was at risk of burning down. We were concerned about our home in Santa Monica, my family's home, thinking that probably the restaurant would be all right, given it's located so close to water. The fire destroyed many of the iconic restaurants on the PCH, leaving a deep void in the heart of the community. We've heard and gotten messages from people that have had first dates there, went on their honeymoon there, were married there, and my heart just breaks for the people that, you know, will forever miss this place. This is not Slacker's first experience with a wildfire's destruction. His childhood home lost in the Woolsey fire in 2018. We know firsthand how devastating these wildfires can be, and my first thought was about all the staff that are like brothers and sisters to me and my family.
In the aftermath, Slackert has taken to social media to raise funds for the restaurant's staff, many working at Moon Shadows since it first opened. As the moon shines on what remains of the beloved restaurant, Slackert's message to everyone dealing with loss to the Palisades and Eaton fires is one of resilience found in the heart of Angelenos.
I hope anybody out there watching, maybe that's just lost a home or lost a business, can look at us and say, hey, like, you're going to be okay. You will bounce back from this.
Rising from the ashes together.
I know brighter days are ahead.
JD says the staff, his family, and an extension of his family are really the heart and soul of Moon Shadows. And the uncertainty of what's ahead, guys, he says it's memories and them coming together. That's what's keeping them strong right now.
Jasmine, great to be with you this morning. Yeah, the Galaxy donation drive till 4 o'clock today, and then, of course, 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. tomorrow as well. And I'm with a Galaxy legend. Kobe Jones joins me. And Kobe, you're no stranger to the community and what the Galaxy do. How does this hit you when you see just the best of humanity coming out here?
Well, it's a sense of pride. You know, I know what the Galaxy and the Galaxy fans have to offer, and this has been a tough situation for everybody in Los Angeles and the surrounding areas. And this gives, you know, the Galaxy fans and anyone the opportunity to try to find a way to give back because, you know, there's different ways to do that. And this is one where we can make it very easy for donations to come in.
We've seen fans and just citizens alike come here, pallets of water, kids supplies, hygiene products, you name it. When you see the employees dedicate their time too, it's just another example of what the Galaxy is all about.
Yeah, it's community, right? I mean, this is the most important thing. Yes, it's a business, it's a sport. There's so many different things, but it's about the community, it's about the fans, it's about the people. And when you have the opportunity to get out here and help, you see so many people stepping up and having a willingness to do that. We're going to be out here today. We're going to be out here tomorrow to make sure that we can take in those donations and get it to where it needs to be.
You're a fixture here. When this is all unfolded, just your reaction to just the devastation and also just the outpouring of support for each other here.
The outpouring of support is fantastic. It blew my mind away. And that needed to happen because that devastation that you talked about, it was difficult. It's difficult for so many people. I can't even imagine, you know, the people that have lost their homes, that their lives have been just kind of flipped on its head, people that have lost their lives. You know, you can't really put it into words. So to be able to be in a situation like this now where we can help and give back, I think is the most important thing.
Well, you said it best. Sports is community. Sports gives us hope. And the Galaxy doing the best today. We'll send it back to you.
And we all need that hope and more of it. Thank you, Chris, so much.
This home left standing. All your neighbors are gone. You guys literally have almost nothing. But you're making sure your neighbors that really have nothing can get something.
Yeah, we're hosting this drive so people that are either displaced or have lost everything can come pick up anything that has been donated to us. We have diapers, wipes, food, water, anything you guys might need, clothes, personal hygiene stuff. Please spread the word, guys. We're going to be here every day of the week as long as we're needed.
And Jose Velasquez here, he's not any sort of organization. He actually lost his business. But you're just a neighbor just trying to help your neighbors. Why are you doing this?
Oh, we're doing this because the community fed us for 3 years. So I feel like it's right that we do something for the community. And our house was standing for a reason. So we took an opportunity.
Your house with no power, no water, nothing right now.
Yeah, correct. No water, no power, nothing.
And you're just making it happen. So all of this was community donations that he put together here.
Tonight, many are in Santa Anita picking up all the supplies that has been donated. And that's where CBS Sacramento reporter Hunter Sowards is tonight. And Hunter, they're not even accepting donations anymore. That's how much help they already have.
Yeah, Leslie, that's how overwhelmed they are. And really, you can see that picture painted perfectly right here because there's just a little bit of everything. They've got dog food, diapers, water. They've got canned food as well as clothing of all sizes. People just out of the goodness of their hearts. I actually spoke to one guy that drove here all the way from Huntington Beach. Again, not far, obviously still somebody from this community, but just wanting to give back to those who have lost so much. And that's exactly what hundreds of volunteers are doing, like Geneva Faye and Kimberly Hoyos. So Geneva, Kimberly, thank you both for everything you're doing. This has just been so emotional to see. Tell me, why did you decide to come out here and volunteer?
It just makes sense. You know, we followed suit, the Angelenos, in their true fashion are coming out for each other, and we saw that there was a need, so we answered.
And when it comes to the amount of people, I mean, this is significant. Did you expect to show up and see something like this?
A little bit, because I know how strong the city is, and I think that we've been seeing how people have been coming together for days. But what's surprising is definitely how calm it was, how willing everyone was to help, and I don't know, everyone's just putting their head down and working and smiling doing it.
Is there a story that maybe has touched either of you that you wouldn't mind maybe, sharing, or just maybe a sense of just community that you've felt since you've been here?
Yeah, well, Altadena is very close to Alhambra, which is where I live, and I have tons of friends that unfortunately have lost their homes. So it was just like, what can I do for them? What can I do for everybody else? It's heartbreaking to hear, but I'm in a position where I can give back, so I need to. It makes sense.
What's your message for those listening tonight? What do you want them to know about this effort?
That recovery is going to be a long process. Even though you see everyone out and active, we're going to need this energy 6 months from now, and there's so much the city needs in order to keep rebuilding. These families have had their lives totally upended, and that doesn't end after a week, so the support will need to continue in so many ways.
You're echoing so many thoughts that I know so many people here tonight. Thank you for everything you're doing, and thank you for speaking to us here on KCAL. We really appreciate it. Guys, I just spoke to one woman as well who lost her house. She's going to find dog food, but she just had this big smile on her face, and she looked at me and said, "Can you believe this?" And no, I mean, I showed up and was emotional just looking at the outpouring of support, but it speaks to this community, and it speaks to that dedication to really wanting to make a difference in people's darkest hours.
Now to our Lori Perez. She's at a fire station in Brentwood tonight where our firefighters are getting some help of their own from a movie studio. Lori, tell us what happened there.
Well, Juan, we're so happy to bring you this story tonight, a very positive story about the community coming together during this tragic time. This is Station 19 here in Brentwood. You can see the lights are shining bright. They have the truck in there ready to go. But this light situation, these lights only came on just a few hours ago. For days now, the firefighters here at Station 19 have been operating in the dark. No hot water, no power. They've been using flashlights to navigate, even as they plan their strategies and went out to fight the fires throughout the area. And that was bad news. But a neighbor by the name of Amy Goldsmith, she doesn't live too far from here, she noticed, of course, her own power was out. She came here to the fire station and saw that they were out as well. And so she did something about it. She posted about it on Instagram. She was flabbergasted that this was the situation here. And very quickly, word spread. And so some members of the Teamsters 399 got together. This is the union that helps to run Hollywood. They bring in generators and lights, etc., to make some of the biggest movies and TV shows go. So they got together. They found a generator, brought it here tonight to Station 19, and got the lights back on for these firefighters who are doing life-saving work.
We provide trailers, power, electricity. We provide for the studios, for the entertainment, for the film industry. And I said, you know what? This is my moment to help. Yeah. And I wanted to be a part of all of this. The fire department's been working so hard. These guys don't need to be in the dark. No. They need showers, they need running water, hot water, lights, communication. I just thought this is an opportunity to, help.
I mean, we all owe so much to the fire department for what they do. This is nothing.
He happened to notice that our lights were off, and he says, "I'm going to get a generator for you right now." So within a couple hours, we got lights now. We're able to take a hot shower, and it's just we're just grateful. We're grateful at a time like this. This is devastating. And it's been hard to just go out throughout the neighborhoods to see all the destruction, but for people to come together and to do a positive thing, I wish we can do the same. And, that's why it's our job to go out there and just work hard for the community.
And the captain told me that in all of his years of service, he has never seen an outpouring of support as he has seen in the last few days. I mean, this is just a small sampling of the donations they have received over the last few days. People coming by the station to drop off whatever they can, food and drink, supplies, and even there's some more in here in the garage that on the right-hand side where people have dropped off more items, so much that the captain said he had to start telling people, we can't accept any more, but please go to your local fire station, because fire stations all around LA County and of course around the country, are also donating. But just such a welcome sight and a beautiful thing, and something that we often see when we cover these tragedies. We often see the best in people as they come in together to help one another. And in this situation, people have certainly been coming forward to help the firefighters who are on the front lines. Guys, back to you.
Now's the time to do that.
Yeah, it's
for
amazing
sure, right?
to have this good of a problem, right? To turn away donations because you're seeing so much outpouring of support. Lori, thank you.
We're here during the broadcast. Well, SoCal has come together to help the fire victims with an overflow of donations.
Speaking of good to hear, KCAL's Josh Sanders live at Santa Anita Racetrack in Arcadia. I got to say, Josh, it is wonderful to see all that behind you.
It really is. We were, about half an hour ago is when we first got out here. We were showing our viewers everything that was, going on. This is really kind of a, neighbors helping neighbors. And this is an example of kind of a spontaneous donation site that developed over the last couple of days for those impacted by the Eden fires, just people who wanted to come out and help out each other. And I want to bring in the person that's responsible for what's happening right here. This is Alan G. Alan, you're the guy that kind of started this thing. Can you tell us kind of how this came together, please?
I'm lost of words. What we started to do as a group of friends, my pastor, Pastor Chad with Mosaic, reached out to me and said, we need about 40 hot meals. I said, let me see what I could do. I went on TikTok Live. I saw them making hot dogs, a group of friends, now my lifetime friends. I went over there. I said, guys, I need some hot food. They gave it to me. Somebody saw me and said, hey, I have donations. Where do I take it? I said, hey, take it to the Rose Bowl. I went back there, and it's just, we started at the Rose Bowl. National Guard moved in, asked us, hey, guys, we need this space, but we'll work with you. They gave us some resources to reach to Santa Anita Racetracks, who's been more than beyond helpful in any way possible. They gave us half the parking lot yesterday. I got a call from them this morning saying they're canceling their races and they're giving us the whole parking lot until Wednesday. We'll be taking donations all the way through tomorrow about 9 o'clock. We're done taking closed donations. Thank you guys so much for all that. We have so much of that. We're taking everything else right now, and then Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, 7 to 11 will be strictly pickup, and after Wednesday we're going to find a home for all this stuff. One day at a time. So this is picked up so quickly, but the city's behind us. Everyone's telling us we're ready to help, and we're going to find a home for everything. And we can't thank you enough as Angelinos. This is our city. Nothing's going to hold us down, especially not these fires. If you look around, this thing built way quicker than anything possible. And this was just a couple friends saying, hey, let's pick up some water bottles and take it to people that need it. Let's take some hot dogs to people who need it. And it's been that since.
I love that you talked about the spirit of Angelinos and how really they show up for one another.
City of Angels, baby. City of Angels.
Well, City of Angels, you're one of those angels. Alan G, thank you so much, for joining us. Appreciate what you're doing.
We appreciate it.
Okay.
All right.
Thank you. Guys, wow, what an incredible just testament to what it means to be an Angelino and show up for one another. Now, Pasadena city officials tell me that convention center has been taken over by the Red Cross, where we were yesterday. They said that there's about 800 to 900 people there. There's about 200 animals there right now. So the Red Cross has stepped in to help those folks out. And then you have, people like Alan G and volunteers here that are, this is what it's about. Out of the midst of tragedy, and with these wildfires, and people, they lost everything. A lot of people lost everything, walked out or evacuated from their homes, which is the clothes on their back. And now they can come here and they're, shoes, there's clothing, there's food, water. We saw that there was pet food here. So this is just a testament to what it means, in the midst of tragedy for people to come together. It's kind of breathtaking when you take it all in and you see just all of this. It's something.
Yeah, it really is. Josh, the last time we spoke to you, it was hard not to get emotional because we could see that, the faces to all the destruction. And there are so many families there with young kids who lost their schools.
Yeah.
And maybe had enough shoes at one point, but now only have one pair.
Yeah. And I heard that you got emotional, and it's okay to have a human moment, okay? Before I came in from Philadelphia to help out. Before Philly was home, Los Angeles was home. No, you can come through. Come on through. Before Philadelphia was home, Los Angeles was home for me, and I have 5 people that I know personally, good friends of mine, that lost everything in this fire. One of my best friends in the Palisades. Him and his husband had to evacuate to Colorado with their 2 young boys. Fortunately, their house was spared, but their kids, the schools are gone. Their favorite coffee shop, gone. So, to what you said, that's a shared experience with many people who are here. So I think that resiliency is the word that keeps going through my mind when I think about people showing up and showing out and helping each other.
Truly, and I think a lot of people have seen a lot of new faces on our station recently because you guys are here to help us out with our coverage, and they don't even know that you guys have these connections as well. And these, the destruction stretches far beyond Southern California and touches so many people. So thank you for helping us out.
We appreciate it.
But also for showing our community so much love.
Yeah, let me just say this, because I've done a couple hits for our viewers in Philadelphia. I want everyone in Los Angeles and viewers that are watching us right now, the city of Philadelphia is with you as well. People all over the country, they are with you.
Josh Sanders, we appreciate you so much. Thank you.
And we want you guys to know that KCAL cares about all the fire victims. We are partnering with the Red Cross to assist those in need. If you're able to help, please go to redcross.org/KCAL. Last I heard, we have